Yes, we are live. So Martin from the Philippines, we're here in Real Talk Lifeline. So welcome to the live. Today, we're going to be talking about something very exciting. It's actually a favorite topic of many people. It's about love. Love, right? So in a moment, we're going to learn how to meet your needs for love and connection. So So how do we do this? So we're gonna be talking about something, and it's called everybody. It is called the love languages. Yun. Hi Royce, I see you there watching the live. Thank you. So everybody, we're in for a really good topic today. So before we get to the love languages, I'd like to share this concept, this idea from Stephen Covey. He's the guy who wrote Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, and he talks about the emotional bank account. So, what is the emotional bank account? Whenever we do an act of love or we do something that matches a person's love language, we actually do a deposit. So we add into that person's bank account. We add more and more and more. So conversely, one of the key things I learned is if the person has a love language, yes, MJ, I see you watching the live. Thank you for the support. So we see you guys watching, MJ and Roy. So again, so come in for this really, really great topic today. So when we in the emotional bank account, when we do a deposit, when we match the love language of a person, we add the bank account gets more full, more rich. Keep filling it up. Now, what's the key here? And we'll learn how to do that in a moment. If we don't do that, if we don't fulfill the love language of a person, what ends up happening is we can also do a withdrawal. So, what does that mean? If a person has a certain love language and I do the opposite, it's like I'm taking out from that person's emotional bank account and it might get depleted. Also, something I learned over the years is if we do not meet that person's love language or their need, then like a bank account, it might become tama. So if you don't touch your bank account for a very long time, like to 1 year, 2 years, what happens? It becomes zero. It can become zero. So it becomes dormant. And then there are penalties. It can deplete down to zero. So thank you, MJ, again for watching the live, for the support. So we're gonna get to it. So love languages. Have any of you here watching the live or the replay, type it in the comments, have any of you heard of Dr. Gary Chapman? So Dr. Gary Chapman actually has a book and he identified five, five major love languages. So people watching the live or the replay, if you want to play along and engage, you can type down one love language that you might know of. So to start off, don't worry, I'll get you guys started here. So one of the love languages that Dr. Gary Chapman said is, again, I'll be reading the comments, don't worry. So what is this? That is physical touch. So physical touch. So there are four more love languages. Anyone can guess? So MJ, Royce, if you're there watching along, feel free to type any. Don't worry, I'll guide you through this as well. So physical touch, there's another one. Yan. Perfect. So I see someone type there. Words or words of affirmation. Thank you, Royce. Thank you for this. And thank you for the support in this live. Words of affirmation. Perfect. That's two already. Cheng, man, my cousin. Love this. Love the support. So you got it right. And gifts. You're correct. You're correct. So there are two more. Oops, sorry. So what are the other two? Don't worry, I got you guys. So there's another one here. Time, quality time. That's another one. And one last. One last. Anyone can guess? We're almost there. So this is service or acts of service. So among the 5 here, physical touch, words of affirmation, gifts, time, quality time, and service, acts of service, which one? Yes, perfect. Yeah. Which one here do you feel is your main one? Meaning, the way you express yourself by default. What do you normally do when it comes to your love language among these, among the 5? So, people watching the live or the replay, I'd like you to type it down in the comments. In the meantime, if it's okay, I can share first. So, the way I would by default, express myself, is actually what Cham put here. My default way of expressing my love is actually through acts of service. So some people call this giving, your way of giving. Exactly. So Cham actually put it already there, giving. So I'll put that here. I'd like you, watching the live and the replay, I'd like you to write down what is your love language of giving. The way you express or give love to others. By default, again, what is the guide here? Whether it's touch, sometimes what I'll put here is we're all mature. This can also be a loving expression. Again, the married people here, it can be sex, it can be intimacy, it can be touch like that way. Is it words? Do you love giving compliments to people? Do you love giving uplifting words to other people to encourage them? Is it gifts? Another example of gifts is it can also mean money. So who here loves giving GCash away for free prizes? Pasalubong by default. That's your way of expressing. Time. Do you love spending quality time with people? By the way, when it comes to time, does it have to be long? Does it have to be 1 hour with a person all the time? Not necessarily. Sometimes it can even just be 1 minute, but it meant the world to the other person. Lastly, acts of service. So I can relate to Cham. Here, I see other people. Their giving is they love to give gifts. MJ, I personally know this. She just gave me a gift actually from Bulacan, the coffee. So I love that one. Thank you for that, MJ. Some people say service. Again, I can relate. I can relate to you too. So thank you. Thank you very much. So let's move on. Why am I sharing this? When I first took my seminar on love languages, this was back in 2019, I realized this was the mind blowing part. Our giving, our way of expressing love, can actually be different from our way of guessing it, correct? Our way of receiving. So, let's go through this over again. Don't worry, I'll give myself as an example also. So when it comes to receiving, some people mention here, you're giving can be service, perfect, but you're receiving can be Gcash, right? It can be something different. So what I'd like you to do, people watching the live or the replay, I'd like you to write down in the comments there, what do you feel is your love language of receiving? So this is our guide, the 5 major love languages. How can we tell? When you receive this love language, you feel very, very, very happy and fulfilled when somebody gives it to you. So earlier, my personal example was, so very good. So this is actually the more serious answer. Words of affirmation. So someone can give service, but they love receiving words. So personally, I love giving service. So I'll tell you my giving. This is so we call this our primary love language of giving. And my primary love language of receiving is people who know me intimately, people who know me very well. Yeah. My receiving is actually touch. So the mind-blowing realization back in 2019 was, I thought my love language was the same. If it's acts of service, then that's it. Just acts of service, right? I later on discovered, by reflecting and really feeling it deep down inside, physical touch is actually what truly fulfills me and makes me happy. If somebody gives back acts of service, I do appreciate it, but it doesn't feel the same. This is on a different level. So for some people, it might be the same, and that's okay. That's okay. But for other people, Royce, thank you for sharing. Your giving can be acts of service, but then your receiving, it could be words of affirmation. So this is a great guide. So some of you may have the same similar ones, or some may also have the same, meaning maybe you like giving quality time. Let me put that here. You love giving quality time, and you also love receiving quality time the same. That's okay. So why is this important? This will help us understand ourselves better. Also, it might help us understand our partner or people in our lives. Could be our family, our co-workers, our colleagues. It could be our friends. It could even be strangers. So how we connect with them and how we love them better. Now, question, moving forward. People might ask, what is the best love language here? So, and people watching the live or the replay, I'd like you to comment if maybe some of you have a very wise answer to this. What is the best? What is the best love language among the 5? Among physical touch, words, gifts, quality time, acts of service. Very curious to hear or to see you in the comments there. So I can have my preference. I can say maybe it's touch, maybe it's service, but I'm curious. Maybe one of you actually knows a better answer. So while you're typing there, one person told me this. This was from a live seminar face to face. Someone told me that the best love language is time. Yun. So some people will say this. It depends, right? And I asked too, why quality time? I believe the seminar was in Davao even. This was, again, so diverse, right, backgrounds. Why? Why time? Because for that person, when they give time, and this, I'll pop this up right here, when they give quality time, it's like they're giving everything. Why? When I'm with you, physical touch is there. I'm also giving words of affirmation. I can also give you a gift the time we meet or reconnect. And I'm making an effort. It's an act of service as well. So some people might say that, lahat. Give all. And I actually agree with that. If I know service, acts of service, and touch, maybe I can learn the other three. So very good answers. Thank you, Champ. Thank you, MJ. So, speaking of the best one, if we can give all, there's also one love language here that if we do not get it, you can actually die. So, can anyone guess what that is? Can anyone guess which love language here, if we don't receive it, you can actually die? So, very good comment here by Cham. So, over here, this one, physical touch. Why? There's actually a scientific basis to this, physical touch. If we do not receive it as a baby when we're newly born, whether it's the mother or the nurse, right, the caregiver there, who doesn't touch the baby, skin to skin contact the right way, what can happen is something called failure to thrive syndrome. So you can look it up. When I searched that, Google did my research. Failure to thrive syndrome is actually, it's for the psychological and it's for the development of the child. This can affect the person's development well into adulthood or when they get older, meaning that person may not develop properly or the best way. So failure to thrive syndrome if we do not get touched. So in a moment, what we're going to do is a quick demonstration of that, of physical touch. And we will be doing exercise on hugging. So how many of you would like to see that? An exercise on hugging. And I highly encourage you to do it yourself. So if we were here face to face, don't worry, I would help you. I would demonstrate with you right now. But I'm going to get help from my co-facilitator here. So like magic, boom! Digital.
Hello.
But now, we have
Hello, guys.
a live person with me here. Woo!
Yeah.
So welcome Royce. So Royce is also, actually he's also a facilitator, a co-facilitator here. We're both in training. And we're going to demonstrate what we call the connected hug. Now before we do the connected hug, I'll do a very quick demonstration, 3 quick ones of how not to hug. So very quickly, I'll get into it. The first way not to hug, so I call this the awkward hug, is I see Royce, I'm going to try to hug him. Hey Royce, hi. Hi Royce. Ooh, yeah. So you can see how far apart we are, how distant, how uncomfortable we are. So awkward hug is, again, we're just exaggerating it. You don't have to be like miles apart like that, but you get the idea and you can feel it. So the next one, the second one, is I would call this is the rubbing or the creepy hug. So, so, so what we're gonna do here is the second demonstration of how not to hug. So I'm gonna go up to Royce. I'm like, hi Royce. I'm gonna be extra close to him. So I'll even turn around a bit and you'll see, hey Royce, how are, oh, okay. So again, whether it's a guy to guy, or maybe even if it's guy to girl, and you're going all like that, they may feel very, very uncomfortable. So thank you, Royce, for that demo. It's too much touching there, and it's kind of creepy, right? Unless maybe that was your lover or something, right? I don't know who does that, right, normally. Second way not to hug. The third way not to hug, this is the most subtle, but I think it's also the most common. That's why I'm doing it the last. This is called the tapping hug, and I'll explain why. And you'll see maybe it's the most common among all. So this may look like a very normal hug, and when we go to each other, I'm like, okay, it looks normal, but yeah, yo, but yeah, buddy, yeah, like that. So I'm exaggerating it a bit there, but why is the tapping still not a true connected hug? The tapping, as you can see, is it releases tension, which is the person is not at ease. So you will feel it. It's like, why is this person tapping me like that? Like, why can't they just be with me? Why can't they just relax or be comfortable in their skin. So what we're gonna do now is we'll demonstrate the connected hug. Before we do this with Royce, we were trained to do this. Again, come attend the seminar with us. If you're in Iloilo, August 5 to 6, Saturday, Sunday, we'll be doing a seminar there. So we're expecting a lot of people, like 50 people. So join us if you are in Iloilo. Yeah, right. So the connected hug is when I see Royce, you can do this in your own way. This is just a quick guide. I imagine maybe this is someone that I truly appreciate in my life. That person could have been maybe a brother, a cousin of yours, a best friend. Maybe that was your father or mother, an uncle or a grandparent. And you know what? Maybe this is the last time that I may be seeing that person. So this is just a guide. Again, you can go through your own process any way you want to imagine it. My point is, I just want to appreciate this person in front of me. And if this was my last chance to see that person, or to just appreciate that person, I will hug that person that way. So I'll take a deep breath. I will see that person when I look them in the eye. Again, maybe that person was a best friend. Maybe that person was a stranger who saved my life or saved yours, just helped you get by during a really hard time. And then we connect heart to heart. So we're not going to stay too long, too short. You'll get an idea, and we'll demonstrate it now. So Royce, okay. Thank you, Royce. So that was a quick demonstration of the connected hug. So people who want to do, you practice it on your own. I love this comment of Cham. Thank you, Royce, by the way. Yeah. I love
Cham, MJ.
I love it. So I love this comment of Cham. Yeah, go. So she said it was very calming to watch. And I wasn't even thinking of it that way. So what we were taught is it's just being with or being there in the moment with that person. So someone might say, but it's harder if it's guy to girl. Well, no judgment. This is guy to guy. And I came from like an all boys school growing up in grade school, high school, where it was even more awkward for a guy and a guy to do it. Maybe for some, girl to girl is easier. It doesn't matter. We're just here to practice and show you, hey, maybe it is possible. So we're about to end this topic on love languages. I love the support everyone gave. The most important thing is if you can actually practice and test, apply this yourself. If someone is there that you could try to practice the love language of giving and receiving, if you can try the connected hug, that was one of my favorite lessons, by the way, before we end. Before I took this back in 2019, and I learned this from Coach Bam Santiago, my mentor, I did not know how to hug, actually. I would by default go into awkward, or I don't know, maybe creepy for some. I just didn't know how until somebody showed me and helped me feel what it's like to do it. So love it if you can actually test it, practice it, and before we end this live, share also what is your favorite lesson here in the love languages that hit you. What is the best lesson, your favorite that hit you? Type it in the comments, people watching the live or the replay. So that's it for this module, for this session right now. We're going to go into a quick break. So thank you. We love you. And we will see you next time.
See you. Bye.